Just come back from the builders merchants and I've got a new tarpaulin for that roof. Right, let's get it set up. So this one is much heavier duty. When I initially put on this other tarpaulin, it was only meant to be for, you know, maybe a few weeks, but times got away, couldn't get anyone round in time. It's not going to hold out any longer, so I bought a better grade one. It's 4 roofs as well, so I think I'll get a scaffold set up, and yeah, as long as the wind don't get up too much, we'll get this on. Sorry about the background noise. I think the farmer's in the field doing some machinery work. Never mind, it's country life. Yeah, it sure feels like I haven't been up here for a while, but I've had so much work downstairs, you know, in that corner where the hole in the wall was. Can't be odds, never mind. Right, this is the scaffold. Need to dismantle that and get it down the stairs. So I'm nearly there with the scaffold. I've got another 2 sections to go on top. I'm going to grab myself some ladders, board it out so I can work safely, because what I've got to do is I've got to attach this rope to the tarpaulin, chuck it right over the top, tie it off the other side, put it in a position. Sounds easy. Well, I've got a bit of a crooked neck, so I'm a little bit stiff at the moment. Yeah, it's taking its toll, as you'd imagine. Where's that roofer gone? Now, lots of you in the comments have said, well, Sean, why don't you do it? Well, I would do it. Sam doesn't want me getting up there. Not that long ago, I was a naughty boy. I was doing some climbing up a ladder indoors, and I had my slippers on, which I shouldn't do, and I fell off the ladder. And I landed on my back and done a little bit of damage. I'm okay. It was before I went on the Germany trip, so that's how long ago it was. But yeah, she didn't want me to do too much climbing again, which I understand. It was a silly mistake of mine, but it can happen even if you're very safety conscious. I was rushing. Don't rush. But if I do eventually work on this roof, I plan to scaffold it all out inside, deck it all out, get all the straw and hay out of that middle section of the floor of the barn. So I can have a scaffold inside, scaffold outside, but that's if push comes to shove. You know, still waiting on a price for the repair. Just to add to my woes a little bit, on the other side of the roof there's a wasp nest. So if you see me waving my arms about, it's not a new yoga exercise or anything like that, try and loosen my neck up. There's wasps there, but they're over that side a little bit, so I don't think I'll be disturbing them. Last time I'd done this, I had Jack, Jasmine's fiance, helping me, which was a great help. So yeah, I just got to think things through a little bit more carefully. Right, let's get this over. Well, I've managed to get the guide rope over the top. Don't know how far over it's gone. So I'm going to have a walk around the back to see if I can reach it. Yeah, oh, that's loosened me up. Now, while I walk around the back to access the rear of the property, in the coming weeks, oh, little birdie, this land, as mentioned before, used to go right the way across. Anyway, I've dug all this out with a mini digger quite a few years ago and took quite a lot of soil out, but the ground level is quite high against the wall inside. You're talking sort of 3 or 4 foot inside. So what I plan to do, let's get through here, is dig a long trench out along here put some membrane up against the wall and then backfill it. And the little cottage that I'm working on is this one. So that's the end of the beam coming through the wall. Okay, where's our rope? Ah, yeah, I think I could just about reach it. Yeah. So all this has got to be cut back and then a trench right the way along. And what I'm going to do, because my water main is right at the very end of the building, as I dig the trench out with the mini digger, I'll lay the water pipe in and then drill through into the cottage. Let's get some shears. I will do this area properly. I've got a petrol hedge trimmer, but it's important to not use it near a nest because that can aggravate them. Before you know it, you're running for your life. There it is. So close and yet so far. I've got something long to hook it down with even. So from this point here down to there, and obviously back up to the chimney, to the edge of the sheet, is the roof of the cottage at the rear. Not too bad at all actually. I need some new guttering. Other than that, it will last for quite a few more years. So ideally I'm after a long piece of batten. Maybe put a screw or something in the end just so I can pull that rope down. Okay, right, back in a mo. Well, I couldn't find a batten, so I've got to improvise once again. It's only got to work once. That should do it. Must get myself a decent pair of roof ladders. It was to try and deter me from going up on there really. Gone fishing. Well, believe it or not, it worked. Like I say, I only had to work once. Right, okay. That's the hardest bit anyway, getting the rope over and getting it sort of pulled, so I mustn't forget to put some rope on the ends, some towel so I can grab hold of it, because I'm going to need to take it right over, backwards and forwards. So we're making good progress. Just going to tie those guide ropes onto the end of this end, so that when I pull it over I can still pull it back this side nice and tight. Yeah, it's lucky I put those guide ropes on. Right, yep, bit of straightening up. So I'm securely tied off at the rear of the property. Now for the tricky bit is opening it out, but I've got my guide rope, so here goes. So just a final bit of wrangling with the rope at the back. We're at length at the front, so we've just got to tie off, and that is done. Yeah, a worthy job indeed, I think. So there we go, just a little bit of straightening up on the sheet on the edge, and that's got over half of it covered. That should see us through the winter, push comes to shove, but hopefully I won't have to wait that long. So that's better. I've had a nice cup of tea, I'm raring to go again. Right, the roofing sheet is on. Now for less than probably $50 we're watertight again. Now it was a job I was meant to be doing a little while back, but didn't quite get round to it. It wasn't actually affecting anything in the cottage. The water that was leaking was in the barn side. Nothing really much going on in the barn side at the moment, but nevertheless it was winding me up. So yeah, €50. We're all watertight again, and hopefully it won't have to be for too long, but if it is, we're ready for it. Better quality top this time. Like I say, the last one I didn't expect it to be on that long, but it was. Now my next job is to remove that old ivy off of that wall. I know it's bothered a lot of you, you've all commented. So yeah, it's bothered me as well, but in the scheme of things sometimes there's other stuff going on. But I've got the scaffold here, why not use this opportunity to get that off the wall? Looks very unsightly, doesn't it? Sometimes it's the most simplest of jobs that can be the most rewarding. Yeah, that has annoyed me for I don't know how long. Too long. It's off now. We'll get this scaffold down. Looks better. Now there is one other area I need to address, and it's just here, and it's that ivy. Washing up liquid, vinegar and salt. Let's see whether it kills the ivy off. I'm not going to cut the top part of it, I'm going to leave it as it is, and then that way we can see whether it has actually killed it off. Right. I don't want to use any harsh chemicals here because all the runoff here goes into the pond, which is my wildlife area, so yeah, I'm very mindful of what chemicals, well I don't use any chemicals really, you know, anything that's going to enter the water course, so this should be fine, localised, and should do the job. May need some more salt. I don't even think I'm doing it correctly, but we'll see. Nice if it does work. So now that I've got the sheet up and over the roof, I need to tie it off securely. And that should be good until the roof actually gets repaired. Fingers crossed. Okay, currently I'm over this side dealing with the wasp nest in the chimney. They're still going in and out. I'll give it a good spray, but I shan't give up with it. Right, now I need to be here. This is the old tarpaulin, the new one, string snapped, and the other bit is the other side. Lucky enough I managed to keep this bit okay. But now the next tricky bit is getting all my ladders from there over to there and trying to reach the rest of the tarpaulin and getting it tied off. So I've just been and got some more rope. Now I've got one of two ways to do this. I can either undo this rope, throw it back over to the front of the house, tie it off there and then throw the ropes back over, or I can get me ladders which are over there by the wasp nest, a little bit dodgy, and then come up the roof here and pull it back this way. So not quite sure the best way to do this. What I do know is these wasps are getting rather lively at the moment because it's nice and sunny, so I don't think I'm going to go up there and get me ladders just yet, but I've got plenty of other work to do, so let's get stuck into that. Leave this till tomorrow. So as it's a beautiful sunny day today, I think I'll go around the rear of the property, and like I mentioned before in the video, I'm having a mini digger turn up soon, so they're going to be digging a trench out, going to be putting some membrane in for the foundation and the water pipe. So before we can do that, I've got to basically cut all the brambles and get it all trimmed, so we've got access. So I'm going to set up now. So a bit of bushwhacking and it's all cut down. I didn't even get stung, but I nearly fell in the hole. And what it is a sump here that I dug out. I've got a plastic bin, sunk it into the ground, filled it up with gravel, perforated the outside with holes so that when the water sinks into it with the pump, it's all filtered. And then I pump it away via a drain. And obviously that takes electricity, so I've had a rethink. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slope the land away from the wall. Now I'm going to put a membrane all the way from that end of the building right the way down to the other end. Put a membrane down. While I'm doing that, I'm going to run the water main in for the cottage. So 2 birds with 1 stone now, and I'm going to fill this hole in. So no more electricity. We'll maybe put a camber on it so it runs away from the house. There may be a bit of drainage down this side. So yeah, good progress. Just so I've got to get ready for my friend to turn up on the mini digger. I've got a little bit more to do. Let's shake a leg. So that is it for this video. See you all in the next one. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe.